So you want to fly to the Dominican Republic. Well, in this video, I'm going to give you some tips, a little bit of knowledge, so you can have a good time and stay safe while traveling to the Dominican Republic. I love it when you're at the end of your reservation and JetBlue says you're all set to jet. So book that flight, whether it's JetBlue, Delta, American Airlines, United, whatever, just book that flight. So first thing, this video will not be in any particular order. And this will be just my experiences traveling through the DR. So starting off first, the most important thing you will need is your passport. Without your passport, you won't be going anywhere. And of course, I'm talking about international flights. I can remember one flight, my friend mistaken and bought his old passport and not his updated one. The first thing the attendant said, "You won't be flying anywhere today." So what I told him to do is send an Uber to his house, have his wife or whoever there give the Uber driver his correct passport, and then just bring it to the airport. And it was a little too late for him to catch the flight that we were supposed to be catching, so he just caught the next flight out, which did save him some time and, some headache. So make sure you always double and triple check your correct documents, passports, whatever papers you need before and going to the airport, and try to get to the airport an hour and a half to 2 hours before your flight gets ready to board, and so you don't have to be running to the gate like some of my friends. Next, I recommend going to Walmart and getting just a bunch of face towels, because some of the hotels, they have the full-size big towels to dry off with the shower, but facial towels, sometimes the hotel, they don't supply those, depending on what hotel or what resort you're in. Also, very important, sweat towels to wipe off the sweat. It gets hot down there sometime. I'll have a link in the description for some cooling towels, which works really good. You wet them with water and they actually, they get colder. So, like I said, I'll have them in the description where you can order them off of Amazon. It's also a good idea to get one of those personal fans, the fans that go around your neck, and then, they have the two fans at the end. It really cools you off, especially during the day. I would order two of them. One, while you're wearing during the day, while the other one is charging for the night. So just a really good idea. Keep it cool all through the day and night. Also, I like to bring anywhere from $50 to $100 in singles. It really goes a long way with tipping as far as people who help you, the waiters or someone at the hotel. They really appreciate that. So they maybe tip someone who helps me out $2 to $3. Like I said, they really appreciate it, and that's up to your discretion on how much you tip them, or depending on how much they help out. And it's good to have that, so you're not pulling out wads of cash or anything like that. You can bring like $10 and put in your pocket, and then tip when you need to. I like to wear cargo pants, not cargo pants, but cargo shorts, so I can put money in different pockets. Maybe have my tip money in one pocket and maybe money for food or whatever else in another pocket. That way I'm not pulling out, one big knot of money. Another good tip that I heard, your passport, just take a picture of it with the information on it and stuff. So when you're on the plane and you got to fill out, information, they come around and give out, some card. I forget what you call it, but the paperwork that you need to go through the immigration. So you could just pull out your phone and then take the information off from there if you don't have it memorized. That way you're not always having to pull out your passport and then leaving it on the plane or something like that, because once you get off that plane you can't get back on. So you definitely don't want to drop it between the seats or leave it in the seat, something like that. So, and I don't know about you, but I always overpack too much and stuff that I don't even wear when I get down there. So now I started to pack maybe 5 days before I'm getting ready to go, and then by the third or fourth day I'll start eliminating things out of my suitcase. I know your suitcase that goes under the plane, it has to be 50 pounds or less, and your carry-on, it can be whatever. It's not much you're going to be able to fit in that anyway. So, and nothing usually goes as planned, but it's a good idea to try to plan ahead. When you land, you want to make sure you have your ride and everything set up from the airport to your hotel. If you need any help with that, just hit me up on my IG. I'll leave that in the description. I know a lot of people that would pick you up from the airport and bring you to your hotel, safe and sound, and bring you back from your hotel to the airport on time. So hit me up if you need that help. Oh, also, when you land, you do not want to exchange your money at the airport. Make sure you know what the currency exchange rate is before you leave the States. So what you want to do is get as close as that to that exchange rate as you can. So let's say, for an example, if one of our US dollars is equal to 56 pesos, you want to try to get as close to that 56 peso as you can. But remember, they're going to take some off, for their money so they can get paid also. So they may give you an exchange rate of say 53 or 54, but you just want to try to get the best exchange rate as you can. And remember, at night and during the weekends, that exchange rate may drop even more. But just remember, everything in Dominican Republic is a negotiation. So don't take the first price that they give you. See if you can negotiate it to, a higher rate. Okay, where can you get the best exchange rate for your dollar? I found Caribbean Express. They're pretty much all over where you can find and exchange your money. Even Western Union. Even from the rental car place where I rented my car, they exchanged my money and gave me a good rate. So you just gotta, try to find the best spot where you can get your exchange rate, and then, kind of stay with that spot. I know it may, the exchange rate may seem small, but if you're exchanging like 500 or more or something like that, it really adds up, and you want your money to go stretch the furthest when you're down there. Now, ATMs, just remember, you're still getting charged from the ATM machine, and also international rates. If your bank is charging you're still catching those charges. So just remember that adds up also. I still use the ATM when I'm down there. I just find it more convenient for me if I do need it. But my initial, thing when I arrive there, I usually exchange money right away. Now there are some banks that don't charge that international fee. Just check with your bank. If they don't charge, great. Okay, and prices. Make sure you know the price before you do anything. If you're in a restaurant, make sure you know the price of the food before you order. If you're in a taxi rather, make sure you know the price before you go. So, for an example, if you're at a restaurant and the menu doesn't have any prices on it, make sure you ask before you order. Oh, also, like I said, this is not going to be in any particular order. Just remembering, when you're on the plane, make sure you bring a pen so you're able to fill out those forms. The stewardess, they don't pass out pens, so make sure you bring a pen when you get onto the plane. Okay, also cell phone service. You should try to set up something before you leave the States with your cell phone provider. Just tell them you want to get an international plan. How much would that be? I usually pay, it's usually around $10 a day. I have to call back to the States for my business, so might want to try to set something like that up with your provider. And speaking on communication, every Dominican has a WhatsApp account, so you might want to try to download that before you leaving the States. It's called WhatsApp. They use that for communication down there as far as texting, Wi-Fi calls, so it works really good. So if you meet someone in a club or something like that, you can communicate through WhatsApp. And if you don't know by now, the way to get the free Wi-Fi, just every bar or every restaurant that you go in, just ask them for their Wi-Fi connection. And the good thing also with WhatsApp, you can actually share location, so that way you can always stay in contact of the location of your friends. It's a very helpful app to have, so make sure you get that before you leave the States. Okay, also very, very important, I repeat, do not drink the water in the Dominican Republic. You do not want to get sick from drinking the water in the Dominican Republic. So make sure you go to the store and buy the water in a bottle. They even sell, the big 5-gallon jugs. Just drink bottled water. Even brushing your teeth. I use the bottled water for that, just to make sure. Because getting sick from, that water down there, you will be out for a day or more. So I can't stress that enough. So now let's talk about the people and the culture in Dominican Republic. Most Dominicans, in my experience, are some of the friendliest people that you can meet. Even if you're sitting alone, just minding your own business, they will speak to you like they've known you for a long time, like you're just family, or their best friend. That's just how they are. And even if you don't speak Spanish fluently or not at all, they will just keep talking. Even if you tell them, look, I don't speak it, they will keep talking, almost like, what I'm saying, like you still gonna understand them. It's just crazy. It's funny at the same time. And another thing that blows my mind, just living in the States and seeing how people interact with each other here. To give a good example of, just say if I was sitting at a bar in DR with, a friend, and one of my guy friends came up with his girl, these two girls would sit together and talk like, they'd known each other forever. It's just, just try to see that in the States, where two girls who never met and sit down, and the conversation would be like, they may say hello to each other, if that, and that'll be the end of the conversation. But in DR, two girls sit together, they would just talk, like they've been friends for a long time. It's just, you just don't see that in the States, you know what I mean? And Dominicans, they know how to party. Especially like if you're with a group of them and they consider you family or a friend. I mean, you will have a great time, especially in the clubs. I mean, drinking and talking and camaraderie is just great. You have a good time. You know what I mean? Dominicans love to party, love to drink, love to have fun, love to conversate. So, I mean, it's just a good time if, you know what I'm saying, if you end with that particular crowd. And if you can speak the language fluently, where you can, understand and talk back to them, your world just expanded a whole lot in the Dominican Republic. So get your Spanish lessons on, level up, son. And now with these apps, you just have an abundance of, ways that you can learn the language. So just go on Google and, find those apps and just download them and start learning. I mean, you can use Google Translate for now. I mean, that works great, but it's nothing like sitting down and just having a conversation with, a girl or whatever, and, just talking back and forth instead of passing that phone back and forth, having a Google Translate for you. And what's kind of crazy too, talking about how the girls get along when they first meet. Americans down there, it's a different vibe, different attitude. You could be passing somebody that you don't even know, and they're like, "What's up? How you doing? How y'all fellas doing? Where y'all from?" You know what I mean? It's not like that in the States where two people could pass by and just start talking, and and just even sitting at a table like a restaurant or something. Down there, if a person sitting by themselves, people talk and just sit down and be like, "What's up? How you doing?" You know what I'm saying? Can I share the table with you? It's not like that in the States. So that's just another thing that happens down there. It's kind of crazy. And another thing too, when you try to explain that to somebody, from the States, I mean, you can tell them, but they're not going to truly understand that until they get there. You know what I mean? You can tell them, how good it is and how the vibe is down there, and, the beach, the food, the women, I mean, whatever, you know what I mean? They're not going to fully understand it unless they really get down there. I mean, just seeing the sights down there and, sitting on the beach and just chilling. It's just a relaxing feeling down there, and then, you got those guys, you can tell them so many times, and, "Oh, I'm going. Next year, they didn't go. Year after, they still ain't get their passport. It's just crazy. And then, I used to be like that, but not because, I was procrastinating, not saying I wasn't going. I used to be like that because I was always switching jobs and switching titles, so I couldn't get, that time that I wanted. But once I got down there and I got my job situated and straight, man, listen, I was down there probably, every other month for that first year that I was down there, y'all. I just went crazy, but other than that, it's a good time. It's just, it's hard to explain to a person who have never been there. And as you hear me talking, you can kind of hear the excitement in my voice. It's almost like, when you're talking about it, it's almost like, it's the first time you went down there. So it's a great time, you know what I mean? Just get your passport, and even if you don't go to the Dominican Republic, just go out of the country. You will see, I'm telling you. You won't be booking your trip. And also, people who went to, go down there for the first time with us, you know what I'm saying? You want to show them a good time, and some of my friends, they were booking their ticket before they even left the Dominican Republic for a return trip. That's how much fun it is down there, and relaxing, and just, I can't explain it, man. You just got to get down there, that's all. And the thing is, too, it's not a lot of money. Book your ticket a month. 2 months is better in advance, you know what I'm saying? The sooner you book your ticket in advance, the cheaper the tickets will be, And then, plan out where you want to stay, plan on if you need a rental car or if you just want to, take an Uber. Santo Domingo, Santiago, the bigger cities, they have the the Uber going on, so, or where you don't really have to take a taxi. The Uber is cheaper. The smaller, like little beach towns, they might not have Uber, but things are pretty close. Especially if you're staying in town. So just like I said, plan your trip early, and you'll save money. You really don't have to spend that much money out there. So don't think it's gonna be an arm and a leg to get out there and have a good time. And also, you don't need a team of people to go out there with you. I know it's good to have, when you're going down there for the first time, you may want to have, somebody that's been down there, show you the ropes, or, show you how to get around, or just, you want to have somebody down there with you. It's been a lot of times where, I went down there by myself and just linked up with other cats that's been, doing the same, and, even second trips down there, we linked up and, got together for the second trip. And, it just worked out that way because, you try to find other people from your, your town or something to go with you. Everybody's, oh, yeah, I'm going. And then the last minute, people backing out or you can't even get in touch with them. You know what I'm saying? That's just crazy. So you can travel alone. You will meet people down there. Just keep your head about you. Don't, be dressing all type of flashy, just trying to stand out, pulling a whole lot of cash out at once, just be normal, do your thing, have a good time. And, just be safe. Don't be traveling late at night by yourself. And, you'll have a good time down there, believe me. Now, the game or the hustle or, just people asking you for money, you're going to find that in towns like Sosua, definitely. Cabarete, maybe a little less. But the bigger cities, Santiago, Santo Domingo, you won't find that as much. I mean, it's there. You'll definitely find it in probably Boca Chica, also on the beach. So just expect that if you go to those towns. People are going to be asking you for money, and you got to watch out for the hustle, the game. People talking about, oh, you remember me? Can I get 500 pesos? So, things like that. You just gotta, you're gonna have to deal with it. So just, I'm still polite. I'll just say no gracias, and keep it moving, you know what I mean? So that's just the way it is. One of the things you're gonna have to deal with. I mean, that's probably like one of my favorite sayings down there. No gracias. Especially if somebody trying to sell me something I don't want or I don't even need. I mean, you're gonna find that there, you know what I mean? And you gotta expect it. I mean, everybody's there to get, to get some money. They know foreigners and, Americans gonna be coming there, so they're there to, get some money, feed their family or whatever. So, like I said, just know that you're gonna run into that. And I personally try not to be disrespectful about it, and maybe you shouldn't either, you know what I mean? So, because you are in their country, so just try to be polite about it, and just say no gracias, and just keep it moving. You don't have to do it in a disrespectful way, you know what I mean? A lot of people down there, they're just trying to make money. Most of them just trying to make money for the family, to feed the family or whatever. I mean, you do have your hustlers down there also, so once you start going for a while, believe me, you'll be able to pick them out. Okay, next, gift buying. They always start off with high prices. They always, mark it up way more than what it is, and probably double or triple. So negotiate if you're buying something off the street that you want, or from a vendor off the beach. Always know that they marked it up, so just negotiate. Don't get offended. That's just the way business is done down there. So just know it always has a markup price, and just negotiate. And don't be afraid to walk away. Once they see you walking away, most likely they're gonna call you back and want to negotiate some more. So just know that going in. Okay, next. Also, when you're in the DR, bring your patience. I'm just telling you, bring your patience, because everything, at least to me, everything moves very slow. It's just it's a whole different pace down there. So as far as, like, say if you're sitting at the restaurant and you finish eating and you waiting for your bill, or just when you're ordering, when you're ordering your food, you're gonna have to wait. I mean, it's gonna take a long time to cook, which is kind of good, because it's fresh, and it ain't something that they just threw in the microwave. So that part I don't mind. But as far as waiting for service and waiting to get your bill at the end, oh my God, believe me, it's a wait. And sometimes if I'm, if I know I'm in the middle of my meal, I'm almost finished, I'll ask for my bill then, and even then, sometimes they may forget, or it may take even longer even after I finish. So just bring your patience when you're down there. Just know everything moves a little slower. So maybe because of the heat, I don't know, but just understand and just have patience with them, and just go with the flow. Oh, and again, the hustlers, talking about the hustlers again. Be leery of anyone trying to just hang out with you or helping you so much, because at the end of the day, or when you say I'm going back to my hotel, they're gonna expect money from you. And I'm not talking about small money. They're gonna be expecting 2,000 pesos, 3,000 pesos. Oh, I hang out with you all day and I help you and this and that. So just be leery of, just hang out with yourself, or, or meet another person from the States out there, meet up at the club or whatever like that. And you can just actually sit down with people, and you can kind of talk to them, and they can kind of tell you where to go, where not to go, and you can kind of feel if they're if they're on point or not. So you got to feel people out. So hopefully you going down there, you have some type of street smarts. I mean, because street smarts go a long way, believe me, bro. And another thing, please be careful who you invite up to your room or your hotel. Just lock things up beforehand, just to be on the safe side. Use the safe in the room. Put your your watch or whatever you have down there. I mean, you shouldn't even bring jewelry, to be honest with you, but just lock whatever you have valuable up. Use the safe down there. And then like I said, before you invite somebody up, definitely make sure everything is locked up. Just plan ahead and talk to the person before you just don't bring anybody up to your room. Talk to them for a while, fill them out. I don't care if it's just another person from the States, or someone you meet down there. Just vet them, fill them out. And if you're getting a strange vibe from them, step off. Because 9 times out of 10, that notion, that feeling that you have is correct. So just you're getting a bad vibe from them, just cut them off and keep it moving. Okay, so let's talk about rentals. If it's your first time down here, I wouldn't recommend renting a car or anything like that down here for your first time. Get to know the layout first. If you're in like a small town like Sosua, Cabarete, you really don't need a rental. I mean, especially if you're staying in town, everything is kind of close, you know what I'm saying? You know, the beach is closed, the clubs are closed, the bars are closed. So, you know, you can pretty much walk or take a motorculture and, you know, get to your destination. But if you like are in, you know, the bigger cities or whatever, and you definitely need a rental car, and like I said, most of the bigger cities, they got Uber anyway, so that's a plus. But say if you're in, like, you know, say if you just want to rent a car, because I usually rent a car because I don't like just staying around town. I like to get out. I like to see other things, go to other towns, you know what I'm saying? So I do rent a car and treat it just like you would be renting one in the States. All rules apply. Go over the car, use your phone camera, go over everything, the dents that you see, point them out, you know what I'm saying? If there's scratches, point them out. You know, the window, the headlights, just everything, you know, check in and out on the vehicle and point out every flaw that you see, you know what I mean? So, and like I said, use your camera phone so you have evidence as well. Also with renting, somebody tried to get me with a scam one time. They would say, oh, you got to leave your passport, you got to leave. No, you don't have to leave your passport. At least the places that I've rented my vehicles from, I never had to leave my passport. You know, either they took, you know, a photo of the license or a photo of that, or they just wanted to see it. And, you know, I paid my insurance and then went on about my way, you know, got the rental car, went on my way. So if you have to leave your passport and something happens to that car, believe me, you won't be leaving the country until you either pay for that car in full, or, you know, get that, you know, until that car is fixed, you won't be leaving that country. So, you know, definitely don't leave your passport. And driving in the Dominican Republic, oh my God, I got to take some time with this one, because it's especially like the capital, Santo Domingo. Oh man, that's like an adventure. So I mean, it's not even if you will have an accident, it's when you will have an accident, because no one obeys the rules. You know, even in small towns like Cashapp, Sosua, Puerto Plata, you have the motor cultures. You know, you be going down a one-way street, they come in the opposite way. So I mean, it's just, oh man, it's just crazy when you drive down there. You got to be careful. Parking, oh man, scratches on the car, you gonna get them. So I mean, just, yeah. Driving down there, like I said, is an adventure. It's a totally different experience driving down there. So before you pull out of that lot or that parking space, make sure that you're looking both ways. Make sure that you know, double checking your mirrors. I mean, just everything. And then even as you know, driving down the road, just make sure you always in your mirrors, your rear view mirror, your side mirrors. I mean, just double, triple check, you know what I'm saying, every couple of seconds or whatever like that, because I mean, they can come up on you and they cut you off. I mean, because the last thing you want to do is have an accident in the Dominican Republic, because having an accident and just you know, not too much happens down there. So when there's an accident or any little event, everybody comes out of the stores, come out of the houses. I mean, it's like a crowd. So you definitely don't want to be in that type of situation. And another huge thing while driving, animals and potholes. Luckily, I drive slow when I'm in the DR. You know, I take my time. I mean, I was coming around a corner one time, you know, because it's a lot of windy roads in the Dominican Republic if you're not on the main strip. So I was coming around the corner, and man, a bit, when I say a bull, oh, a bull just in the middle of the road. The middle of the road. He looking at me, I'm looking at him. I'm like, yo, just stay where you at, let me get by you. I mean, this thing had horns, the whole bit. So oh man, so just, yeah, horses, I mean, I've heard of, people having an accident with horses, just being in the middle of the road. So, be careful, drive slow, keep your head, pay attention to the road. That's all I can say. And potholes, oh man, it's just, like I said, drive slow, take time, because there's a lot of potholes down there. I mean, you got to remember, it's a third world country. It's, fixing the roads like that, it's not, every year upkeep. So, just take your time. And I shouldn't even have to say this one. I mean, this one just comes along with common sense. Even if you're in the United States, never leave your drink unattended. If you're at a bar, restaurant, I don't care where you're at. If you got people in your hotel room, whatever, never leave your drink unattended. Make sure, if you have to go somewhere, take it with you, pour it out, whatever, but don't drink it if you left it at the table and, you weren't watching it, because you just never know. So, I mean, that right there is just common sense. So, just, like I said, be careful. Now let's talk about mosquitoes. You are definitely gonna get bit down there in the Dominican Republic, because they definitely have mosquitoes, and I'm talking about some big and aggressive mosquitoes. So I usually I bought a zapper, which works really good, but I also bought the zapper with the illuminating light. So at night, you know what I'm saying, I can set that zapper up on the table, and the mosquitoes, the flies, whatever, they're attracted to that light, and you can just hear them in the middle of the night, pop, pop, pop. So that zapper works real good. The one I have, I'll put a link in the description. That way you can order it, or you can order, research it on Amazon. But like I said, I'll leave the link in the description where you can order it. And I also wanted to add, as far as with the drinking, try not to go down there getting drunk or whatever like that, especially if you're by yourself, because believe me, everybody's watching. There's always someone watching, especially to see if they can take advantage somehow. So just just be careful with that. Next up, let's talk about the places to visit in the Dominican Republic. First, let's start with the capital, Santo Domingo, which is known for its theaters, historical buildings, just the nightlife, clubs, restaurants, bars. The capital is just, it's a good place to visit. Me personally, I wouldn't drive there. I mean, I've done it before, and believe me, it was an adventure, man. So if you're looking for that city vibe, Santo Domingo is a place for you to go. I mean, they have just about everything that you'll see in the States, as far as, the restaurants, the malls, huge malls. I mean, I think they got like 3 or 4 different malls downtown. And then you also might want to visit Zona Colonial area as well. A lot of historical buildings out that way as well. And the nightlife is great. A lot of clubs and stuff like that. So try it out. Next up, Santiago. I didn't find Santiago all that great. I mean, we went to the monument. We visited, some of the malls that's down there. A restaurant. Stayed at I think it was Matun Hotel. They had a nice little decent club in the back. I had fun there. That was pretty good. Oh, also we went to another club that was I want to say downtown Santiago. That was pretty good. They had a band playing there, you know. That was pretty dope. So I had a good time at that club as well. I think if I would have had someone who lived there and, you know, knew their way around and was familiar with you know, all the happenings, I think I would have had a better time down there. You know, like even if I was more familiar with it or stayed more days, I would have found more places to go and visit. So I'll try to do that in future trips. Next up is Punta Cana, which is more of your touristy type area. You know, a lot of beaches, you know, a lot of resorts. It's more expensive out there, so just know that, plan ahead. They have a lot of excursions, you know, ATVs, water, you know, going to the beach and doing maybe like jet skis or something like that as well. So like I said, plan ahead before you go to Punta Cana so you can get kind of the, you know, the best rates. You know, you can search the best rates before you get there. Next, Puerto Plata and Sosua Cabarete. I'm gonna put those three together because they're not too far apart, you know, to travel to get to each town. So we'll start off with Puerto Plata. The Malecón is great, especially on Sundays. I mean, the Malecón is just full of people. I'm talking about locals, expats, you know, foreigners. The whole strip is just packed, you know, with people just outside on the strip, on the Malecón, you know, partying. They got the coolers out, just full of beer, full of food or whatever. You know, everyone's just out there having a good time, you know. It's a good time out there. So if you ever get a chance, your biggest day is Sunday. So and then the week like Friday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, that's pretty good as well. But Sunday, oh man, it's packed out there. So if you get a chance, definitely try that out. I think you will enjoy it and have a good time out there. And I'm sorry, just in case you didn't know, I was saying Malecón, that's like the beach area, and they have a strip, and they call that the Malecón. So like I said, people, you know, just come, you know, sit on the side, bring the coolers and the food, and just, you know, have a good time with their family, friends, or what have you. Now, Sosua and Cabarete are, you could say they're your two smaller beach towns. I would say, from my perspective, they have two of the largest beaches in the Dominican Republic. To me, it seems like more in Sosua. It seems like there's more U.S. Citizens and expats and locals going to Sosua Beach, and Cabarete seems to be just more of a European crowd. But both beaches have a lot to offer. You can enjoy nice clear water on both beaches, and both beaches can get really packed, especially on the weekends. So try to get there early. And both beaches also cater to all different cultures of food, drinks, so you can enjoy that as well. Cabarete, they have a little bit more of a nightlife as well, which is great. At night, a lot of dining out on the beach, and if you surf, Cabarete is definitely the spot for you. A lot of surfing going on out there. From what I understand, the surf is great out there as far as you know, the waves and just you know, the movement of the water out there. So that should be you know, an enjoyable time if you're into that sport. And if you're looking for a decent resort to stay at, Puerto Plata and Cabarete, I think it's called Lifestyles. Really good resort. I think the one in Puerto Plata is a little bigger than the one in Cabarete, but both nice places to have your stay. And the one in Cabarete, right across from the beach, actually it's on the beach. Parts of it, some is across the street, and then the other parts is on the beach as well. I did a walkthrough and review on the one in Cabarete. That'll be coming up in a future video. Okay, so there's much more destinations, sites, and activities that I can mention. I'm gonna just go into one more town, and that will be Las Terrenas. Las Terrenas is great. I enjoyed my stay in Las Terrenas. Actually, I went there twice. Both times I enjoyed my stay. Went on a few excursions. Some ATV four-wheeling dirt trails. Really had a good time. We were supposed to go check out the waterfall there, but we got a late start that morning. So, we just visited some other beaches out there. They have a lot of off the beaten path beaches out there that's just really nice. I mean, the water was just really clear, and not that many people that was out there. You go out there, they have guys sitting over there, selling their coconut juice, coconut water, and just a real relaxing time out there. So if you get a chance, check that out. Las Terrenas. I think you'll have a real good time out there. I mean, it's just a different vibe out there. Sitting on the beach, dining on the beach, late at night, they still got the bars open. Like I said, it was just a good time out there. So if you get a chance, hit Las Terrenas. And once again, talking about price. When getting a hotel room or a villa, or even staying on a resort, just remember, make sure you know all the details. If you have to, is the energy bill included with the price of the villa or hotel or resort? Just make sure that's not something separate that they're going to try to charge you at the end. Just make sure your energy bill and water or whatever else comes with the house is included in that payment, that initial payment. Make sure there aren't any separate or extra fees, because it's like that there. In some places they'll tell you, okay, one price, and then when you get ready to check out, they're telling you, oh, you owe for the energy bill, and then you're like stuck. Like, I thought that was just one bill, everything was just one payment. And they're looking at you like, no, you owe extra for, energy bill. So just make sure when you're renting or, staying in the place, just make sure you know all the fees that are included with that one initial bill. Or should I say not included with that first initial bill. Just make sure there aren't any extra fees. That's the main thing you want to know, that there's no extra fees added, that might be added onto that bill as you're checking out. Now, pre-COVID, they used to have someone that would meet you at, your villa or hotel or, wherever you're staying, to check in. And now that they're, getting the numbers back down, they started back meeting you at, your check-in. So the most important thing that you want to do is to go through, if you're staying at a villa, you want to make sure you go through the villa, check the locks on the doors, check the bathrooms, make sure everything is flushing correctly, and make sure you got hot water. That's important. I hate taking cold showers, so most important thing, check your water, make sure you got hot water, and if there's an issue, make sure you let them know, because that's one of the main things that that happens down there. You get there, and then you get ready to take a shower and it's just cold water. I mean, that's just oh man, that's just a straight disappointment. I mean, you can get an attitude when you don't have hot water. So I know also when I check into a villa, a lot of times anything that I can see that might get broken, like little ornaments or glass ornaments or anything like that, I'll take those things and put them in a drawer somewhere or put them to the side somewhere so they can be out of the way. Now, this suggestion right here is just my personal thing that I do, so I would pack me a bottle of a spray bottle of alcohol, and when I arrive, I'll spray down my bed with a light spray of alcohol. I mean, I don't drown it in alcohol, but I'll spray it just a small little brisk mist over the bed, and on the sideboards and everything like that, just because of bed bugs and whatever else, just to try to clean it up a little bit, be more a little sanitize a little bit more. So that's something I would do, just a suggestion. That's just something that I might do when I first arrive, so then later on it'll be aired out by the time I get ready to get into the bed. Now, to switch it up a bit, there are many drinks, many dishes, many different foods in the Dominican Republic. Some of the best food I ever tasted. And so the most popular beer there is Presidente. Presidente Black. Presidente is definitely a decent beer. I like it. Definitely enjoyable when I get there, especially when it's hot. Just sitting outside having a cold beer is good. Also, I started drinking one of their alcohols, Brugal and apple juice. It's really nice combination. And then also they have a Ron Barcelo. I drank that. I mix that with Coke. Drinks are pretty good down there. So just try to stay with the main bars. Don't try to go into some cheap places and get a cheap liquor or whatever down there, because it might not be real. So just try to stay with the main liquor stores and the shopping grocery stores, so you can buy your liquor, your beer from there, so that way you'll know exactly what you're buying. It's not fake or anything that's made up. And I also like to keep my waiters and people who help me tip fairly good, because they'll bring you back to, they'll always be there for you when you need something or a drink or whatever, your waiter or whatever. So I do keep a bunch of like 100 pesos on me, or like I said, dollar bills from the States. They love the dollar bills. So I mean, now you tip maybe $2 or $3, every time someone brings me a drink, or I'll tip $1, whatever it is. Just to keep them happy, so that way, you'll get the best service down there. And of course, if it's a more high-end bar or establishment, you want to tip a little bit more. Use your discretion. Nightlife can be great in the Dominican Republic, and it also can be dangerous. So just keep mindful of your surroundings. Make sure your friends always know where you're at. Just keep linked in with the people that you're with. Don't try to go off and do your own thing. Just always let someone know what you got going on, or where you're gonna be, or whoever you're with. So that way you're just staying safe. And if you're by yourself, just like I said, don't be staying way late at night and traveling the streets by yourself. So try to get in at a decent time. If you're not driving, or your hotel or resort is not close, just make sure you have your taxi or your cab already lined up before you start your night. So that way, if your driver drops you off, just make sure you let them know, look, I might need you to pick me back up at whatever time, or I'll text you. Just make sure he's working, around the time that you're gonna be getting ready to leave the club or bar or wherever you're at. And what's crazy, just thinking on one time that I was there in the Dominican Republic, just make sure that, like, if you're coming back from the club or whatever, it's going to be late, make sure you got a key to get in or a code, or make sure that staff is going to still be up, that time that you arrive back. I know I was there one time and it was a late night coming back from the club, and staff was asleep, and people were just waiting outside the gate, waiting for foreigners to come back, and harass them for money or change or whatever. So that can be a kind of sticky situation. So you want to make sure that that guy's going to be awake, or you have a code or a key to get back into the gate when you arrive back at your hotel. Even if you got to get the person's number or a cell phone, so you could text them and let them know, look, I'm on the way back from the club. Make sure you're up so I can get come right through the gate with no issue. And I just want you to have a great time when you go to the Dominican Republic, but I just want to make sure you keep your head with you. Do not leave your brain at the airport when you land. So I heard that saying one time before, don't leave your brain at the airport. Bring that with you when you land, and go have a good time and just mind your surroundings. That's all. Because we all know when we get to our destination and we land and we're at that airport, you want to just hurry up and rush and get through customs and get to your hotel and get ready to go out. So, bring that brain with you when you're there, and just have a good time. Oh, and also there's another thing I wanted to say about the ATMs. Most people think you can only withdraw a limit of 10,000 pesos, which is true in a sense, but if you withdraw 10,000 pesos, which is 200 US, then take your card out, you can actually withdraw another 10,000 pesos, which is another $200, which would add up to $400. But you can grab that extra 10,000 pesos if you need it. Just to let you know that. So if you need extra cash, you can grab that second 10,000 pesos, but you just can't grab 20,000 pesos out at one time. Oh, and also, guys, just expect some time for the power to go out. It's not, it's common that, the power may go off and on there in DR. So just, once in a while, expect that depending on where you are. Some hotels, like I said, depending on what hotel you stand in, some hotels might have a backup generator. Most of them don't, so just know that going in, that sometimes the power goes out there. Not all the time. Like I said, it depends on where you're at. And also, I was gonna say, guys, don't let anyone discourage you from traveling out of the country, because there's just a lot of people who have all type of negative vibes and all type of negative things to say, and haven't even traveled out of the country. So these countries, especially DR that I know, it's beautiful. I mean, as far as the beaches, the scenery, the culture, the people, like I said, I have a real good time down there, and especially in like Las Terrenas. I mean, the views out there is just just real great. So just make sure you stay tuned for some of my upcoming videos, and I'll definitely put it out there so you can see how beautiful this country really is. And make sure, guys, when you get there, make sure you try some of that fresh fish, the organic mangoes, the organic coconut water. Just try, the different type of foods that they have there, and I'm telling you, you will enjoy it. And what I would advise, somewhat like I did, I first got down there and went to some of the main cities, like Santo Domingo, Punta Cana, Las Terrenas, Puerto Plata, Cabarete, Sosua. So you want to hit some of those main towns first, and just to get your feet wet, and then move into the smaller areas. Once you get accustomed and the people, how to move down there. So that would be my suggestion when you're first starting out. Okay, guys, we're at the end of this video. I hope you got some good information and some good content from it. If you did, please smash that like and subscribe button. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.